Hi all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Police in California have been desperately searching for two young children and their father after their mother was found deceased in her home in Sacramento on July 8th of 2024. Police say they were called to the home of 28-year-old Angelica Bravo to do a welfare check after friends were unable to reach her over a period of time. And when they arrived at her home, police said they found Angelica deceased, but have not declared her death a homicide. Then police found out Angelica had children, but they were not found at her home. So they tried to contact the father of her two youngest children, Cameron Lee, but they were not able to. After speaking with Angelica's family, police say they believe her 2-year-old son Mateo and 4-year-old daughter Athena were taken by their father and are missing. Her older daughter is safe with Angelica's family. Then police say Cameron's vehicle was spotted crossing the border into Mexico, which prevented them from being able to issue an Amber Alert for the children.
It's just unreal. Dina, Mateo, we all love you so much, and we just want you back here. Please just bring them back.
So at this point, the family just pleading for the safe return of those two children.
Family members have identified the woman who was found dead as 28-year-old Angelica Bravo, and police do believe that the kids are with their father. They say that he is not a suspect, but they do want to talk to him, and officers say the car he was last seen driving has crossed into Mexico.
Yeah, police say that the children have been added now to the missing and unidentified persons system, which will be shared by the California Justice Department and the FBI. And the FBI will then work to alert authorities in Mexico. And let's go to Case Area 3's Orko Manor right now at the home where the mom was found dead. Orko, you spoke to the family today, and they're obviously trying to process all this. What are they telling you?
Well, as you can imagine, they're absolutely devastated. The family tells me Angelica recently turned 28 years old, and she loved her kids more than anything. This is the home in North Sacramento where her body was found, and this is the home where Cameron lives, according to the family. Loved ones have left candles, balloons, and a photo of her out here. All they want now is for Cameron to bring Angelica's two youngest kids back home.
That she's gone. It's really hard.
Heartbroken and horrified, family members of Angelica Bravo are holding tight to each other after the 28-year-old was found dead Monday inside this North Sacramento home.
She was fiery and funny, and she just loved so fiercely.
Angelica showered that love on her two youngest children, 4-year-old Athena and 2-year-old Mateo. But the kids are missing, and it's believed they're with their father, Cameron Lee. Angelica's older sister, Cecilia, says Angelica and Cameron's relationship was rocky.
It's just really awful and sad, and right now we know that the only thing that she would want is for her babies to be reunited with us. And that's all that we are hoping and praying for right now.
It's unreal. It's just a living nightmare.
Angelica's mother, Dawn, tells me she wants her grandkids returned safe and sound.
I just pray that someone will see him or see the kids and know that this, you know, that they're missing and report them in, and someone can get them back home to us.
Sacramento police say the car Cameron is believed to be driving crossed into Mexico.
It's just like a nightmare. I can't get her out of my head.
Angelica's brother Gilbert says they told officers that Cameron has ties to Mexico and is questioning why police did not release that information sooner.
When we didn't know where the kids were that same night that everything happened, they should have put it out, but they kept it in the dark from us.
It was at Gilbert's graduation party this past Saturday where most of the family last saw Angelica.
She just didn't seem like she was okay.
Angelica's 12-year-old daughter Natalia keeping a firm grip on her mother's journal.
I'm holding on her notebook that she writes in sometimes, and I'm gonna be writing in the pages next. So I don't forget about her.
As they grieve Angelica's death, the family wants Cameron to do the right thing for his kids.
Please just bring them back. We don't care what you do. Just please bring them back to us.
Yeah, just heartbreaking for that family. They tell me Angelica was not married to Cameron and did not live at this home. She recently moved to the Elk Grove area, but she sometimes came here to drop off the kids so they could spend time with their father. Reporting live in Sacramento tonight, Orca Manna, KCRA 3 News.
So, Orca, let's talk about the latest on the search. Have police said anything aside from knowing that that car entered Mexico?
Well, police say that their #1 priority is finding those 2 kids, and they're working with different agencies, both federally and locally, and at the state level as well. And police have also set up a tip line for this investigation with anyone with any information. We have that number for you. It's 916-808-0560. So again, anyone with any information about where those 2 kids might be is asked to call that tip line or police.
Monica, we just learned a few minutes ago that the father's car was actually seen going into the Mexico border. It is believed that the 2 children are with him. However, today, police clearing it up that they are unable to use that Amber Alert system because the car was seen going into Mexico. Now, all of this started on Monday. The mother's children, 4-year-old Athena Lee and 2-year-old Mateo Lee, are now missing and are believed to be with their father, Cameron Lee. Last night, Customs and Border Protection let police know the car, described as a gray 2023 Honda Passport, had gone into Mexico. The investigation all started on Monday after the mother's friends called police. According to police, officers responded to a medical aid call along the 3700 block of Didcot Circle. That was around 7:30 Monday night. They found the woman inside the home dead. Police have not been able to get a hold of Cameron since her death. They last saw him, friends and family say they last saw him on Saturday. They don't know if the kids could have been dropped off somewhere, perhaps on the way to Mexico, or if they are still with the father. So now they're trying to use every resource available to try and find them.
We're imploring our federal partners, both FBI, DOJ, to share it. FBI has the ability to do a media blast down there in Mexico as well. Do we know where the kids are? No, and that's why we're asking for the community's assistance.
Police now are asking you, the public, to help them out in giving them any tip, whether it be small or large, anything that could lead to perhaps them talking to Cameron, or you can call them by calling 916-808-0560. It's unknown right now if Cameron has any family in Mexico or any friends that he may have gone over there to see, but of course there's still so many questions that the police are trying to answer at this point.
On July 8th, just before 7:30 p.m., officers responded to the 3700 block of Didcot Circle for reports of a medical aid call. When officers got there, they located a female adult who was pronounced deceased on scene. Detectives from our homicide unit came out and they conducted a death investigation, or they began a death investigation. It was determined through that investigation that the decedent's 2 kids, 4-year-old Athena Lee and 2-year-old Mateo Lee, were missing. It was believed that the kids are with their father, Cameron Lee, and the police department has not been able to get in contact with Cameron since officers located the deceased female. So through the investigation, like I said, the updates that we want to provide you guys are this. So locating the kids right now is our #1 priority. And so what we'll be doing as a police department is using every resource we have available, and we're going to be working with every partner agency we can from federal, state, and local agencies. Some questions came up yesterday about Amber Alert, and what I can tell you guys right now is Amber criteria is not met because the information that we know now is the vehicle was last seen going into Mexico. And so we're unable to do an Amber Alert because the vehicle did go into Mexico. We don't know where Cameron is, but we do know the vehicle was last seen going into Mexico. We're asking the community to please, if you know anything, if you've seen anything, if you heard anything, if you locate these kids, to please contact us. We've set up a tip line. That number is going to be 916-808-0560. You can also contact us at missingpersons@pd.cityofsacramento.org. Anything that you think may be small may prove instrumental in our investigation.
Who gave you the initial information about them possibly going into Mexico? Who originally called and had to do the welfare check on the mom? All of those types.
That's a great question. So we received a call from friends of the victim. That's how we initially got there. The information we got about the vehicle going into Mexico came from Customs and Border Protection. So we do know the vehicle did go out there. Like I said, we've been working very closely with our partner agencies, including the Border Protection. I'm asking you guys, the media, to please share this with your media partners down in Central and Southern California. We don't know where the kids are. Could they have been dropped off somewhere? We don't know, and that's why we're asking you guys to share that information as far and wide as we can.
What do we know about the father? Did he have custody of the children? Was he living in the home with them?
Yeah, so it's, again, like I said, those pieces are still part of an active investigation. I can't release that information right now, but we do know that the kids are believed to be with the father at least at some point. The kids were last seen from family on Saturday. That's the information that we know right now as well.
Is the family elaborating on, like, was there any sort of friction, any estrangement between the person who was found dead and Cameron Lee?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Again, like I said, that's still going to be a part of the active investigation. I know our detectives have been working around the clock from, sun up to sundown, trying to determine what's their relationship, how was their relationship, is there a potential that there might have been some issues that were at home. We just don't know that. I don't know that information right now.
Is it believed that Cameron may have family in Mexico or has friends or knows people down there, or is at this point he just trying to escape?
That's something that we're looking at, certainly.
Now this happened. About his priors?
I don't have information on his priors. When I get that information and we're prepared to release it, I'll let you guys know.
But we know he has a record?
I don't have that information. I don't know what his record is.
This happened Monday night, and you all are very helpful with putting out information about homicide investigations, in particular on Signal. We didn't find out about it till 24 hours later. Mm-hmm. Is there a reason that you all didn't put that out about your detectives being at that scene until 24 hours later? And compounding that is the fact that there are missing children.
Yeah.
Can you speak to both of those?
That's a great question. So initially, like I said, we were there doing a death investigation, and so detectives didn't know if there was a crime that was even committed initially, and that's why that information wasn't put out there. So if it was a suicide, we wouldn't put that information out there initially. So it wasn't until later in the investigation that we determined the kids were missing. That's when we put that information out to you guys.
And then what about, because I saw in the news release it was determined that homicide detectives needed to be called in after fire determined that she was dead. So at what point do you say, hey, this is a homicide investigation, not just a natural death investigation? Yeah,
so generally speaking, our homicide detectives can come out for a number of reasons. One, if we have a confirmed homicide. Two, if there's something that may be suspicious. Or three, if we just don't know. So it's sometimes better practice for us just to have homicide to come out to look at the scene and start their investigation. And if it's determined that it was natural causes or maybe an overdose or something after the fact, at least we had the professionals come out to at least take a look at it. So in this circumstance, like I said, I wasn't the lieutenant on the scene that called the homicide detectives out, and so I don't know why they were called out. But what I do know is homicide was called out, a death investigation has started, and then later in the investigation we determined that the kids were missing.
Are we able to determine? Our next meeting, guys. I'm sorry. Stab wounds, gunshot wounds, anything that?
I don't have any information on that. I'm sorry.
And would you consider the kids in danger? Can you speak to the nature of how the kids are right now?
Yeah. So I'll just say this: a woman's dead. And we don't know where the father is. He's not contacted us. We have not been able to get in touch with him. And those kids, we don't know where the kids are. And so, I think anybody that's a parent here can probably say, we're a little concerned. If I'll leave my opinion out of it, but we're a little concerned and we want to know where these kids are. They have been entered into the missing persons system. It's been shared by the Department of Justice. I have a meeting actually right when I leave here. I'm going to meet with the FBI. They're going to share it on their channels as well, and hopefully in Mexico as well.
As far as timeline, when was that car seen going into Mexico?
I don't have the time. Yeah. So. Yeah. We got that information yesterday that the car was in Mexico.
When can we expect the next update?
I'll provide you guys an update when I get it. So like I said this morning I had to come in, get briefed by homicide detectives, get this information that I have now. So if there's something significant that comes up, I'll either put in Signal or call you guys back out, okay?
So now that Amber Alert can't be used, how will this kind of look and shape out for you guys?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked that. So what we're doing is we're imploring our federal partners, both FBI, DOJ, to share it. FBI has the ability to do a media blast down there in Mexico as well. So that's what I'm hopefully meeting with, or I'm going to meet with FBI after this. But also it comes down to you guys, right? So we're asking our media to, share this with Central California, your partners out there in SoCal. Like I said, do we know where the kids are? No, and that's why we're asking for your.
Police say there's still a chance that Athena and Mateo are still in California and were dropped off somewhere by their father. So they're asking everyone to keep a lookout for the two little ones, both in California and in Mexico. I'll be praying that Angelica's precious babies are found and brought home safe soon. Her family's going through enough heartbreak already, without this nightmare on top of it. They just want her babies back, safe. Please, share out their information as much as possible so we can get all eyes looking out for them. They've lost their mom, and her family has lost them, and they need our help. As always, thank you for taking the time to listen to their story. It means more than you know. Take care, stay safe out there, and I'll see you on my next video.